Hello.
I've been the mastermind behind this whole thing.
You are the Viet vegan.
I am the Viet vegan.
Hello everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the Viet vegan because I'm Viet and I'm vegan, and apparently he's also the Viet vegan.
I'm the Viet vegan.
Today is going to be a kind of fun video. It's going to be related to Valentine's. Since Valentine's is just around the corner, I thought it would be, oh god, my car's messy. Hold on. I thought it'd be fun to do a how I met Eddie kind of video, or how we met video, because it's kind of funny, I guess.
How Lisa met the Viet vegan.
So the first thing we're gonna do is recreate our first date. We are going to Chipotle in the mall in Square One. I know, very romantic, but we met online and I wanted to meet in a public place. So now we're getting burritos. We got burritos. Well, sort of. So because I'm gluten-free, I can't eat the burrito, but Eddie got a Sofritos burrito. Yeah, now you can see the food and us. Okay, before he starts eating, you need to admire his burrito eating skills. When we first met at Chipotle, I ordered a Sofritos burrito. I think you ordered like a beef one or something. I had burrito like all over me. I was like, in my head, I was like, oh my god, this is the worst decision ever. Why did I pick burritos for a first date? And you just like.
It was so hot. I was very diligent about not getting burrito on me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of are like that anyway. Like, you just are a pro at eating burritos. I didn't want to spend $2 on guacamole, so I'm just gonna add in my own avocado.
They asked me if I wanted guacamole, and I was like, I don't really like it, but at the same time, it's $2.
Yeah, we first met on OkCupid. Do you wanna tell how we met? Or...
So the stud that I am, I went on OkCupid and got millions of messages a day. I was like, no, these people thirsty. I came across Lisa's profile that had nothing on it. So I was like, oh, okay. A couple days later, she had gotten around to filling it out and then sent me a message. And what did that message say?
So the reason why my profile was empty is because I had just broken up with my previous relationship, and I was like, I kind of created it on like a whim, being like, oh my god, I'm gonna get back in. I don't know how to date. I haven't dated in 6 years. I don't know what to do. And so I created it, and I was just like perusing, and I think the reason why you saw my profile is because OkCupid sent me an email being like, oh, we had noticed you haven't logged in a while. Here are all these like studs that you could like or whatever. And so I saw you, and you just looked goofy. Like you were wearing sunglasses and you had like kind of a weird face. Like you're making like a funny face, not a weird face, but a funny face. And I just clicked on your profile and mine was empty. And then later on, I got a notification saying that you looked at my profile. I was like, oh god, no. Cause like I remember seeing that your profile was like kind of like, you seemed kind of cool. You seemed like a nerd, you seemed chill, you didn't seem like a douchebag. So I was like, all right, this guy has potential.
All qualities I pride myself on.
Yeah. Yeah, I panicked and I filled out my profile and then I messaged you and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember, but you looked at my profile and there's nothing there, but there's stuff there now, so you should go look at it.
Yeah. Almost word for word.
I'm not a robot.
Yeah, I think on my profile it said something about robots that I was like, it was something about being suspicious of people, and because catfishing is a thing on dating websites.
We just started talking, and on my profile I said that I was vegan, and so I feel like I deterred a lot of people from wanting to date me, but I thought that was like okay, because like I didn't really want to date anyone who was like totally opposed to me being vegan. What were your thoughts on like when you saw that on my profile?
I know it was on your profile, but I don't remember even considering it. Like, the things I was interested in were not a person's diet, but like, you know, what kind of movies do they like? Can we get along? Can we have a conversation or whatever?
What intrigued you about me?
That's a good question. Because I don't remember what was on it. I really don't.
It was a picture of me, I think I had fallen over.
Skating,
yeah.
And then there was a picture of you on a beach in Brazil. Mm-hmm. And all of your pictures were like head to toe was the tightest picture. So like you couldn't really see.
I'm very self-conscious about my face. Like that was just like an insecurity that I had always had, so I just kind of zoomed it out. Mm-hmm. I think I had one with my face. So like we had just like chatted back and forth. You got my number. I was kind of like, oh, I'm hungry, I really want a burrito. And you're like, do you want to go get a burrito? And I was like, okay. I thought it was a date, so in my head I was like, oh my god, I haven't dated like ever. I don't think I'd ever actually gone on a date. Like you were my first date. The way that the mall is, there's like a big like kind of circle, and so I was sitting facing in so I could see the people walking by. I thought I'd seen you, and like I just saw this person walk by and they were wearing a blue hoodie, and I was like, oh, is that him? I don't know. But then you just kept walking, and I was like, okay, I guess that's not him.
It was me.
And it was a really good date. Like I remember we both got burritos. You were impressed at how good the burritos were. But we had a good conversation. Like we talked about superheroes, what superpower we would choose. I chose telekinesis and or flight because you can kind of make yourself fly if you're telekinetic. You chose portals. Or super speed. What else did we talk about?
Dude, 1 second. Super speed is awesome, first off. Because therein lies the potential for time travel. I don't know if anyone of the viewers know about the Flash. You know? But also the whole portals thing. Teleportation is like you obliterate yourself in one place and reform in another place. No, because you're just making a clone somewhere else and you die. So like first off, the teleportation thing, if it's a biological thing, who's to say your clothes are coming with you at all? So you might teleport somewhere. It's like, yeah, I can go anywhere. I'm nude all the time. But with portals, you open up a hole in space, you walk through. Awesome blue hoodie. You could bring your car. You have any idea how easy moving would be? You literally just grab boxes and walk through the portal and then you're in the living room of your new place. How cool is that?
I'm just like so impressed with your, it's so, there's not even any juice. Meanwhile, when I was eating my burrito, it was like all over.
She had several napkins.
I did, okay.
We gotta finish the date. So we go to Whole Foods, just chilling, going up and down the aisles.
We talk about juice and you gawked at the pricing of the juice.
It was so expensive. It's like $7 for 500 milliliters of juice.
I tried to get you to drink, I think, beet jalapeno juice.
It was one of those things that is like intriguing in one sense, but horrifying in another.
I think you would have liked it.
It's possible, but I don't like beets, but I do like jalapenos, and spicy juice is like, really? So we're not at Whole Foods. You go in, give her a little hug. Be like, hey, nice to meet you. I think it was like, I think I asked if you wanted to see a movie, and you're like, I still have to work today. I'm like, okay, cool. I go home. I say, hey. I don't know if it was like the next day or later that day or whatever, but it was like, hey, you want to go to a second date? No.
So I said no.
She rejected me.
It wasn't you.
It was my hoodie. This hoodie. We were wearing the same clothes that we wore on that first date.
Except instead of wearing this sweater, I was wearing a jean jacket.
And
I was wearing this t-shirt.
And she was wearing glasses.
Are you sure I was wearing glasses? Yeah? Oh, I don't remember wearing glasses.
But I remember seeing you in the mall and you were wearing glasses. Looking adorbs.
Aw. Did you think But the reason why I had said no was because from my last relationship, I had a lot of hang-ups about like meeting someone who had ambition and who had, I don't know, who could like dress themselves like nicely. I don't know. I was kind of projecting. I had said no, but I don't know, you still kept texting me, but it wasn't like a creepy way. We were just like, all right, well, we're friends now.
Yeah.
So we were just talking and then...
Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess we'll just be cool with chilling, talking, whatever. Because we had like some solid conversation.
Yeah. It was funny. Like every now and then I would text you and be like, would you eat mac and cheese with a fork and or spoon? And you're like, fork.
Yeah, which my policies have changed recently because I used to eat mac and cheese, it was a bit of a tangent, but off of a plate with a fork. But then you put it in a bowl and it suddenly needs a spoon because with the fork you end up scraping the bowl too much.
And then we kept talking. I was like also talking to other people. It wasn't as easy as talking to you. I didn't have to like play any mind games. I didn't have to like worry about if I was answering too much. Like I just kind of like didn't care. I was like, nah, I'll just text you back, whatever.
Yeah, you know why? Because we were just friends.
Yeah, well, like, and I didn't feel like I was being too forward by answering you too quickly by text or something like that. And like you would answer just as quickly. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I think about 2 weeks later, I asked you if you wanted to go on a second date.
And I was taken aback. Because a lot of times when someone makes up their mind, especially about a relationship, especially if it's in the negative sense, it's like, no, we're not dating. This is not a thing. And then that's it. And then she's all like, yo, second date? I'm like, what?
Exactly that.
Excuse me? Yeah, I was just like, yeah, sure. We can try this again. I think I questioned you a lot about why you changed your mind. And then it came down to your boss.
I had told my boss about like my dating escapades or whatever, and she's like, well, what about this Eddie character? He seems nice. You could go for a little fun. So I was like...
A little fun.
Yeah, that's how she said. She's like, it could be fun. And I was like, yeah, maybe, sure.
That was it?
Yeah, pretty much. So our second date, it was supposed to be like only a couple hours.
Yeah, we were just gonna like chill out because that's kind of what we did best, I guess. I don't know. I came over and she did the classic, very smart move of texting her friends, be like, text me every hour. And if I don't respond, call the flipping cops because this guy straight up murdered me, which I didn't do. You know?
I figured you were fine. You also texted a friend.
No, I just told you that.
What?
Yeah.
You're crazy. What if I murdered you?
I wasn't scared. A little side note, because this I feel like people will just find adorable. I think it was actually before we actually met, or it was between the first and second dates. but I was helping a couple of my friends move. I was texting you. One of my friends, she like went down to get her mail or whatever, and then she came back and I was asleep with my phone in my hand on the couch. I was just like hanging my phone, but my phone was still like in my hand like this. And I was texting you. Tell them about the second date, Lisa.
Oh yeah. We had a conversation about broccoli and how you didn't like broccoli.
I didn't like butter. Still don't.
Why you tolerate it more now?
I do.
I got broccoli and I was like, you have to try roasted broccoli. It's delicious. I will show you. And you're like, okay.
It's the kind of thing where like when someone finds out you don't like their favorite food or whatever, they're like, you haven't tried my broccoli. And it's just like.
But you hadn't. I asked you if you ever had it roasted.
Had I had your broccoli? No. No, I haven't.
No, you never had it roasted.
No. And guess what happened?
Okay, well, we went to Ocean's, which is the grocery store that's near me. I was cooking. I made like a soba noodle bowl, which I will link down below if you guys want the recipe, because it was pretty good. And I think you were like surprised at like how good it was.
It was tasty.
We just hung out, we talked. And then I think our plan was to go to Yuck Yucks. So we go to Yuck Yucks. We both like stand-up comedy, and it was pretty cool to like hang out and then chill. And then after that, I didn't want it to end, but I didn't want to be like super forward. And so
like, hey, you want to come upstairs?
But that's not what, like, I didn't want to like do anything. I just wanted to like hang out more.
Yeah, so we went to get bubble tea. Mm-hmm. And then I think I suggested it because I also didn't want the date to end.
Aw.
So I was like, well, I mean, we don't have to end the day right now. You can watch movies or play board games or something like that. Mm-hmm. So we decided to come upstairs and play Battleship.
And I crushed you.
She beat the ever-living piss out of me. And we never played it again.
That's true. I have it. It's just over there.
I know, but we don't play it anymore.
So fast forward 2 years. We've been dating. He moved in last year in March. It's been pretty great. Like, you've always been very open to vegan food. Anytime we go out, you always try to make sure that there's vegan food available, or if it's a vegan restaurant. Basically, you don't care about what we eat.
Yeah, it's true. As long as it's not broccoli.
It was actually funny because when I first met some of your friends, they were so surprised that you were dating a vegan. They're like, how does that work? Because
yeah, when they eventually found out, it was one of those things where because there's a bit of the stigma around it, or people can get weirded out and it's like, oh, well, what about bacon? You don't like bacon? It's so good, or whatever. And so I tried to, I guess, avoid that topic of conversation when you first met people, unless it was pertinent, like
we were eating.
Yeah, but I dropped the vegan bomb pretty much when you weren't around.
Oh, really?
I did it for a couple of our friends because
that was a secret.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, we were just, it's like, this is Lisa. She's my girlfriend, partner, person now, and
well, I think at the time you just said girlfriend. We weren't at that serious stage yet.
Basically, when you weren't there, people would be like, so you're dating a vegan? What's up with that?
What did you say to that?
I pretty much just shrugged, like, yeah, he's vegan. Doesn't affect my life.
But
it does now. But at the time, you know, like, I would hang out with you, we would do our thing, and then went out with my other friends, you know, I would still get a burger or whatever.
I didn't stop you. It's not like I can force you to go vegan or anything like that. That wasn't my goal.
It's true, you can't, but it's also mutual respect. You had requested that I don't bring any meat into the house.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But then I said that to one of the guys that I work with, and they're like, his attitude was like, if I pay half the rent, I get half the fridge. I'll put whatever I want in it. It was just like, really?
Now, you have been vegetarian for 2 months? I don't even know how long it's been. When was the last time you ate meat?
I don't know. It's been a couple months. I'll just like opt for the not meat option. I'm not vegan.
Your work provides lunches all the time, so like provides pizza.
It hasn't really happened since I went vegetarian, but in some places it's very difficult, especially like the kind of places that the people I work with are into. Like, they're big into like the idea of like barbecue, smoked meat, that type of stuff.
It's a very meat-centric bro sort of environment. You've been vegetarian for 2 years now, or not 2 years, 2 months.
Nope.
You've been vegetarian for 2 months now. How do you like it?
It's fine.
Do you notice any differences?
There have been a couple times where in some places it's like pizza or hot dogs, and because I have pizza all the time, I've been tempted to just be like, oh man, get that wiener in my mouth, right?
As we do.
Yeah, I'll go for a plain cheese pizza instead of the hot dog, because like a hot dog is not super appealing, but at the same time it's like.
Do they not have veggie dogs at that place?
No. Well, I mean, it's possible that they do, but essentially just a bulk order goes to the thing upstairs where it's like you're gonna get 6 large pizzas and like 10 hot dogs.
So I mean, like, that's the reason why I think you avoided going vegetarian for a while, because at work it was just like too difficult.
Aside from like temptation being a thing, it's like, oh man, that poutine looks real good. If I'm hungry, I tend to just want to eat. I don't really pay too much attention to what it is, especially if it's gonna get me through the day. I don't know. Anyways, I started packing lunches for the most part, unless I'm doing a shoot at a place where I can get a vegetarian meal. There's only a couple places where that happens, but usually I can get away with not having meat.
Have you told your coworkers at all? Like, have they noticed? Because I remember when we first started dating, they're like, oh, you're dating a vegan, she's gonna convert you, blah, blah, blah. Are you good? And like, I would make your lunches every now and then. I would just like, you would just take like leftovers to work. And people are like, what are you eating? And you're like, I don't know, like vegan chili or something. They're like, ooh.
Well, see, I don't even say it's vegan chili. I just say, what is it? I'll be like, it's chili.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, is it vegan? And it's like, yeah, you think I made this? No. It happened the other day. I was eating Rice Krispies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then they're like, who made those? I'm like, Lisa did. Why? It's like, what's it made with? Rice Krispies and marshmallows? You know what's in marshmallows, right? Good thing they're vegan marshmallows. Like, what the hell do you want from me? They're Rice Krispies.
They're trying to trick me?
I guess so. And I don't think it comes from a bad place, but at the same time, it's kind of a she doesn't know everything kind of thing, but apparently you do.
I think it's really impressive of like how much you've learned and how open-minded you've been to veganism. Like, you don't like hearing about it, but I think that you appreciate knowing now.
I'm not gonna claim that I'm vegan because I literally had cheese pizza last night. Like, I don't drink milk anymore. I don't know when the last time I had milk was.
You've cut down on so much of the animal products in your life. Like, I had a rule that I didn't want eggs in the house because, like...
Yeah, well, that was one of those things where I asked you. It's like, you don't want meat in the house, fine. But at the time, you're okay with me, like, having packs of yogurt or something like that. So I was like, what's your opinion on eggs?
I said I don't like the smell of eggs. I did enjoy eating eggs before, and I liked the smell of, like, eating it. Like, when you fry up an egg, it just, like, smells up your entire house. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to deal with, like, seeing... like the ovum of a chicken in my house, and just like I didn't want to deal with that. So
and now I don't eat eggs.
Yeah, it's true. We've had some bumps in the road in terms of like me asking you like why wouldn't you go vegan or why wouldn't you go vegetarian, and I think that you just didn't like being told what to do, and so I had to like really, I mean, it's not like I intentionally told you what to do, but I was kind of like, you know what's going on, like why wouldn't you do this? And so that was just me being really pushy, and I wasn't being very respectful. We were like just going to restaurants and stuff like that, and you were just choosing the vegan or vegetarian option instead of like the meat option, and I was kind of like, oh, this what's up with this? So it's been really cool, and it's been really nice that you've been eating veg. Yeah. I'm into it.
It's definitely the kind of thing that, you know, like it obviously has to be the person's decision to go vegan or vegetarian or whatever, and whenever it's someone pushing that on you, it's not gonna work kind of thing. But I think like the bumps in the road were like I had the knowledge, the information or whatever, and you're like, what the f ain't you vegan, bro?
Not how I said it.
No, but you're pushing me to acknowledge that I was just kind of being an really. No one likes to admit that they're wrong, and no one wants to admit that they've been doing something wrong their entire life.
I mean, I wasn't born vegan either, so.
And it's like, I've been told that not only is this something that I grew up doing, but also since we've been dating, I've still been doing that, or basically making the active choice to eat meat at that time. And I don't want to admit that I was wrong.
I think that's like the thing, like once you know about it, you just like, oh, I wish I didn't know about it, and...
Ignorance is bliss.
It is.
It's not a good thing.
No, it's really not. So I think it's really great that you've gone this far in terms of like eating veg, and it's been 2 months, And I think the hardest thing for you probably was just like the reaction of your coworkers and stuff like that.
Yeah, peer pressure's real strong.
Very bro-y environment where they like rag on you, and like that's just like what's accepted. It's not like the most supportive environment, and I think that like for you to go vegan, you don't like making waves, you don't like the attention, so I think that like anything that makes you stand out, you're like, no, I'm not doing that type thing. Yeah. Good for you for getting
That's why I
inspired.
bring lasagna to work, but not a quinoa salad.
You brought a quinoa salad. If you guys have any questions about vegan dating or a relationship type stuff, like I might answer some of the questions. I don't know if I'm gonna answer all the questions. Some of you guys ask very intense questions, which I appreciate, but
maybe I'll answer some questions in the comments below.
Yeah, he's Broadcast Eddie on YouTube if you guys don't know.
Let them figure it out for themselves.
They're gonna figure out who. I want to do a video on like my thoughts on dating as like a vegan and dating non-vegans and stuff like that. There's also a speed dating veg event, I think on the 11th. It's like for vegans or vegetarians who want to date other people who are plant-based. It's in Toronto, and like they happen like all over North America, actually also the world, I think. I can leave the details down below, veg speed date, but it's like kind of super cool. Toronto one I think is sold out for women, but not for men because there's a lot more plant-based women. Hey. But there's also an LGBTQ one, I think on the 10th, which is pretty cool. If you like this video, give it a like, comment down below, let us know your thoughts, and subscribe for more because I like doing these kinds of videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a delicious day. Bye. Today is... See? It's so annoying.